If I get your attention, if you haven't already filled out one of these, I need these if you want to speak in front of the council tonight, or this afternoon. So if you haven't already filled one of these out, I need you to get this. And let me remind you, you're going to have 3 minutes to speak. 3 minutes will be held to on that 3 minutes, which is a lot of them here. And a lot of folks have already said they like to speak and they're waiting to leave. So if you want to do that, that's fine, but you're going to have 3 minutes to speak. So let's go ahead and start. Let's call the meeting to order. It's 1:05 at this time. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Weiser, could you lead us in the invocation, please?
Our dear Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this day and for the opportunity which we have to meet as a town and with our citizens. We are grateful for the blessings which we have of living in this community and also for the blessing of living in this great nation. We are thankful for those who serve in the military and ask that God will continue to bless them, protect them, and be with their families and sustain their families as they are away from home. We ask for a blessing at this time over those in our western states that are suffering from the wildfires. Bless them, help them with their loss, and if it be thy will that cooler temperatures and rains will help put out the fires. Also bless the firemen and women who serve and put their lives at risk. Be with them and keep them out of harm's way. As we discuss our agenda item this afternoon, please be with us that we will be able to have good input, that we will be able to have clarity and make correct and wise decisions. And we ask for these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Councilman Weiser. Let the record reflect that all council men and women are here today. Let's go into announcements. Any announcements from the council?
Mayor, I've got two if you don't mind. First one, I'd like to, I guess, just notify you in case you haven't already heard. I recently found out that D Magazine had ranked Hickory Creek number 14th best city in North Texas out of 63 cities in North Texas. So I'm pretty proud of that ranking. And then second, I'd just like to mention that on August the 3rd and 4th, and stay with me, this is a long title, the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay.
All right. Is that any better? Yes. Sorry about that. The Army Corps of Engineers, in conjunction with our Lands and Waters Networking, Warriors of America, and the town of Hickory Creek on the Lake, present the first annual Texas-Oklahoma Patriot Shootout fishing competition. This is essentially a 15 wounded warriors from Fort Sill and 15 wounded warriors from Fort Hood who are active in rehabilitation. They're going to be paired with 30 professional anglers here on Lake Lewisville at Sycamore Bend Park for a fishing tournament. This is the first of its kind for the town, and we'd like to make this an annual event. We're inviting the public to come out on Saturday, August the 4th. At 1 o'clock, there's a weigh-in of the fish. You can actually see the fish. There's first, second, third place winners. From 1:30 to 2:30, there's presentation of awards. At 2:30, there's a dedication ceremony of a new dock that's at Sycamore Bend Park. And then from 2:30 to 5:30, there's barbecue and family fun time at the park. Public's welcome to attend.
We do. So those of you that are interested in fishing and supporting Wounded Warriors and the folks that are anglers out there, that would be a good day for everybody to come out. It is on is that a Friday night? Saturday. It is a Saturday. So any other announcements from council? Okay. Let's move on to public comment. What we'll do is we'll go through this one. You're going to need to step up to the mic, state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak on the topic that you wish to talk on. So I'm going to start with Joe Flowers.
I'm here to talk about the fire department situation. I've lived in Hickory Creek for a long time, all my life, matter of fact, and it just bugs me that number one, I would hear this from the other side of the fence and not on the city. And I would hear it for 2 weeks before the city would call a meeting to bring it to our attention. And I would hope to God that we are making decisions based on the right thing to do and not based on, you know, we want our name on the side of the truck or something like that. I don't want to see us go into a financial bind with the fire department if it's not truly a better deal than what we have now. Because I'll be honest with you, I know 90% of the firemen on that fire station. I love every one of those guys, and they have done us a tremendous job since they've been doing this for us. A tremendous job. It would be a tragedy for those guys to lose their jobs, or for us to come in here and make a decision based on, because we want our own. To see that happen to those guys would be a tragedy after all the service that these guys have already given us. And I want you to know that as of now, with no information from the city, I speak for a ton of residents in Hickory Creek, and we are against this thing. Because we have no information. We know what Lake Dallas is going to cost, but we don't know what Hickory Creek's going to cost. We don't know what our burden is and what torch we're going to have to carry. So I want you guys to dig deep, because we elected you guys to do the right thing. And I want you to dig deep and make the right decision on this thing, because don't make a mistake. There's too many lives out there that are dependent on this decision you guys are going to make. And mine and my kids is one of them. Because I don't want to go to the hospital in some part-time ambulance. Okay? And I know none of these guys do, and I know you guys don't either, and I know almost every one of you guys. And I know you, John, and I know your heart. Just make the good decision. And that's all I'm asking, is make the right decision. And don't make a decision based on personal wants or needs. Make it on the city's wants and needs. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Scott. Stephen Richardson. If you would, sir, just state your name and address.
Steve Richardson, 8 Lake Lane, Hickory Creek, Texas, 75065. I really don't like going after that speech. So. What I can tell you is this isn't about taxes. This isn't about what it's going to cost. It's about the safety. It's about the well-being of the people of our community. Like Joe said, it's our families. It's our kids. And to me, there's too much unknown here. There's too much in the dark. And we need to be enlightened about this. And we need to make a smart decision. And right now, Lake Dallas, the plan we had was an amazing plan. It's worked well for a long time. And to change, just to get our name on the side of the, it's not going to work. It's not good for my family. It's not good for this community. It doesn't need to happen.
Clint, is it Jamel? Mom?
Thank you, Council, for letting us be here today. I have a couple of different concerns.
If you could, sir, just state
Clint Janelle, 225 Barkley Drive, Hickory Creek, Texas. I have a couple of concerns, and I actually have two-sided concerns. As a resident of Hickory Creek, I have a concern kind of how this is all broken down and some of the numbers. I think there's some question in terms of whether it legitimately is a value to make the change. All of this is very new to me. I saw an article in the news about it on Friday, I think. Was talked to by the fire department on Saturday, and then here today. So I don't have a ton of research done, but I've looked at some of the numbers that are there. I also have a company that does fire and water restoration. So I know the extent of damage that can occur with an inexperienced fire department. So from that perspective, that might be great for me if we have an inexperienced fire department. Because the increases in dollar amount of the loss and the insurability issues start to go higher. And so that could be a perspective that's considered. I'm looking at it going, Okay, so if we want to make a change, let's not do it as a knee-jerk reaction. Let's make sure we really evaluate what's going on. Let's make sure we really assess the numbers. I'm looking at the fuel bill on this budget that I looked at. My company alone, we have a staff of 15 people. We spent $94,000 in fuel last year. We've got $25,000 on this budget right here. I don't see that working out. I looked at the numbers with 3 shifts of firemen. I don't think the numbers work out based on what I'm seeing, the amount of equipment we're going to have. I think there needs to be more planning, more dialogue, more consideration from the community, and better research done to make a decision in regards to this. So I'm certainly against us making a change right now as a knee-jerk reaction. I think the fire department we have, because from my perspective, I've probably been in more structure fires than anybody in this building except for this fireman. I know what it looks like, I know what happens, I know what it takes. And so I've worked with these guys pretty regularly, pretty consistently, and I think they do a great job. So I think we need to, status quo where we're at right now, to make some good decisions and not do something that's detrimental to our community. On top of that, I know that there are some insurability issues if we make a change very quickly, based on just some of the carriers that currently insure Hickory Creek and some things that have taken place that way. So just some concerns that I have as a citizen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Roger Latham.
My name is Roger Latham. I live at 7 Oak Circle, Hickory Creek. My daddy told me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thank you very much.
Joey Anderson.
Joey Anderson, 306 Eagle Mountain Drive. My main concern is that these numbers that were handed out today are the first time I've seen anything about this. Any type of hard numbers detailing what type of cost savings might be provided over the contract with the City of Corinth. In many instances, these numbers at first glance don't look right, and there's no comparison to what is in the Corinth proposal. What will we be giving up? Frankly, I think this is too big of a risk for us to take a chance on. We've had a great fire department that has over 50 years of institutional experience. We want to replace that with 10 firefighters, potentially 1 or 2 command staff on top of that. I don't see them being able to support the number of calls on a daily basis that we'll be rolling in. This puts the entire community at risk, unnecessarily. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe it's Gerald LaFawn, is that right?
He had to leave, John.
Okay. Michael Smith?
Michael Schmidt, 101 Lakehill Drive, Hickory Creek, Texas, Lakeview subdivision. Good afternoon, Council. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you for everybody showing up today. I think it's sad that we have to come here on a Sunday to discuss this. And I'm actually going to burn a couple seconds here, and I'd like everyone to join me in a round of applause for the members of Lake City's Fire Department that are present here. Amidst all this turmoil and confusion and numbers mess and everything, these men and women of this department put their lives on the line each and every day. I've been in the fire service 25 years. I'm currently with a large department to the north. I work with these men. These men do a prideful and professional job each and every day. I've looked at some of the numbers that you have on there. Unfortunately, they don't match up. You're not going to be able to do it for the lesser cost. To answer one of the citizens that came up here, there are bad things that will occur. Our ISO rating will go up. Our standard of care, if we choose to go with a private ambulance company, will be off the chart, and it will not be the standard of care or the level of service that you are prior to getting. I would ask council, I would caution council to move very slowly on this. This is a decision that cannot be made emotionally charged. It cannot be based on people that are coming with a vested interest of their own, working on themselves. I would ask you to slow down, review things, ask people that have knowledgeable, educational responses. They're here in this community. Actually, if you look back, there actually used to be a fire board that served these lake cities. That fire board was made up of firemen and individuals that knew this job. That's what they do. I appreciate what you all have done. I feel this community is solid. I feel we've made good decisions in the past. Don't let this turn bad. You will never know regret, I promise you, than making a bad decision when it comes to public safety. I think I can rely upon that you all know that public safety is first and foremost. It is not a debatable subject. God bless the fire department.
Josh Hayes.
My name is Josh Hayes. I live at 525 Clemson Lane in Lake Dallas. Lived here all my life. I went to kindergarten here, graduated high school here. 5 years ago I had an accident here in Lake Dallas. Bought a new home here, my first new home. I broke a piece of glass, cut a femoral artery, lost 4 planks in my garage. And because of our fire department that we currently have, I'm here today. Numbers are one thing, but until you're that person sitting in your garage wondering if it's your last second or if it's your kid or your son, it really doesn't matter, and it's hard to relate to that until you've been in that situation. And from the time I called 911 was less than 5 minutes those guys were at my house. They immediately assessed the situation, pushed an IV, and next thing I know I'm in a helicopter. So I guess kind of my concern is, you know, why now are we willing to compromise our quality of service that we've gotten to know and recognize for so long? I can remember we were a volunteer fire department here, and to me it just makes no sense. Our town is growing. We have, you know, we're trying to broaden our horizons here. So why take the most important thing we have, which is our level of safety and care? Why go backwards with that? It's just, it makes no sense whatsoever. And I guess lastly, my question is, why are we here on a Sunday at 1 o'clock talking about something so important that none of us seem to know about? This is a huge issue. It's just, it's crazy. I should be with my family right now, having a barbecue, and not here talking about a major, major situation that none of us seem to know about, and it's happening on 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. That's all I have to say.
Rita Root. Rita Root.
Rita Root, 119 Wild Oak in Hickory Creek. It's hard to follow Josh since he's my grandson and I was involved in that. So I'm distressed that the way we were notified or lack of notification of this meeting. I don't understand why our city council chose to call a meeting really under the radar in hopes that we would all not be here. It does not appear that you have asked any of the citizens about what we think about the fire department and what we need. And I would think as elected officials, that would be your #1 priority, is to talk to the citizens. And it does not appear that you've done that. I guess that's really all I have to say.
Una Settlemyer. think I said that right, isn't it?
Not quite, it's in September, 234 South Brook Street, Hickory Creek, Texas. First off, like I say, I love living in Hickory Creek, I'm proud to live in now and be part of this city. I lived in Dallas for 20-something years. I really love moving here and seeing being part of the small community. What I'd like to say today is I was very surprised and taken aback that this meeting was taking place today. I had no informal of it whatsoever. No one came by my door on Brook Street to tell me about this meeting. No one put it in the council, in the town newsletter. So if I hadn't had a friend of mine tell me about it, I wouldn't have known it was going to happen. So just that's one major concern for me living in a city where I'm not informed and make a decision like this. What I'd like to ask, this is a big decision. I think we should be informed properly. I think we should have time to evaluate what the proposal is. I'd like that the facts and figures are validated and laid out clearly line by line so we can all see what's being proposed. And again, time to think about it, time to see if the services that you're proposing that we get will match up in value to the services we receive today. Because this is a major issue. I mean, safety and our homes and our families are very important to us. So I'd like you to take time to consider all these points and give us time as the citizens of this city to weigh in on this, and then give us a forum for which we can respond to the request to make these changes. Once again, that's pretty much all I have to say, and thank you for allowing me to live in this city.
Melanie Hassel.
Hi, my name is Melanie Housel. I live at 104 Belton Drive, Hickory Creek. I'm here today, as it sounds, as most of Hickory Creek residents. I was informed of this meeting through Facebook on Wednesday evening. I find it very unsettling that I have lived here for 11 years. There are councilmen in my neighborhood, and I was not informed of this. And I know that I don't attend meetings, but there is a town newsletter, there is a town website, and we even have a Yahoo group, and nothing was mentioned. If you pull up the minutes and you look back to March 27th, it's the first mention of this, and all it says is no decision made. It doesn't discuss anything of what you're discussing in the meeting. So as a resident, if you look at that, there's no reason for concern. When I attended the meeting Thursday night in Lake Dallas, it was very unsettling to see their town council be bombarded and their mayor be bombarded with questions that honestly I don't think Lake Dallas had an answer to. I don't think they had any clue that this many people were upset or uninformed. I know from my own experience, I have used Lake City's fire department. I don't think anybody is saying they're not trained well, they're not the best. They are the best. They've saved my daughter's life 3 times. But what I have a problem with is when I attend a meeting, and it wasn't this council, and they call firemen liars, and that they're posting lies. I know for a fact from speaking to a company that was contacted and the owner that there was an outsourced information taken. It may be an exercise to see what prices are. But I've ridden in the back of an outsourced ambulance with a small child. If you have to tap a window to tell someone you need help with a child who needs care, and there's no one to help you, it is a very scary thought. And I'm not willing, with numbers on a piece of paper, to trust my neighbor's children to that. I know none of you would put your kids in risk. I know you wouldn't put us at risk. But what I don't understand is on your paperwork, even the first 3 things, 10 firefighters, which means 5 on, 5 off. You're telling me 5 firefighters are going to handle everything that 18 have handled? Not to mention that there's 36 total? And as far as the chief goes, who's going to pick that? What's our experience going to be? Have they run a fire station? Have they run anything? I just think that this is a big decision. I know you know it's a big decision or we wouldn't be here. But I'm going to say the same thing the rest have said. We shouldn't be here on a holiday weekend on a Sunday afternoon because no one knew and people are mad and scared. And they have a right to be scared because there was, forget negative information, there was no information. No one knew, no one has any info. And when it's been asked, there's nothing you can look back for to see. Thank you for your time.
Diane Trelawney, 28 Arrowhead Circle, Hickory Creek. I have to put a big black fat ditto marks under what everyone else has said. I am so distressed. There are 2 pages of numbers here. I've never seen them until today. Don't tell me the source of the numbers. You don't tell me they came from people who know this business. And the fact that you would call a meeting on Sunday, on a holiday week, at 1 o'clock, when a lot of people are still in church, that doesn't smell right. It smells like something that was intentionally pushed as far under the radar as possible. In the beginning, this council was one of the most responsive councils this city had seen in years. I don't know where or when you guys lost that. I know how. How? Because those of us who are here right now, and those of us who are not here right now, dropped the ball. We stopped holding you accountable. This is our town. It's not the council's town. And if you want proof that it's a citizen's town, you look at people standing back there who dropped what they were doing as soon as they found out about a clandestine meeting to get here. This town knows how to operate. If you don't believe it, pick up a civics textbook from any Texas college, and you will find in there an example of how the citizens of Hickory Creek fought City Hall and won. We still know how to do that.
Martin Wesley?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How about I hold it up? Can you hear me back there? Martin Wesley, 33 Live Oak Lane, Hickory Creek, 75065. That's my second address in Hickory Creek. I'm not, like a lot of people here, a long-term resident of Hickory Creek. I came here on active duty in the Navy and moved to this town and decided to retire here because I loved it so much. I love it so much because I sleep comfortably at night knowing how much these guys are willing to fight for us and how hard they work for us. I don't know them all personally, but I have gone by just to say hello, just to